Oh, please, I can't hear that all night.
Who's breathing?
A gentleman
Everybody,
on the
I hope.
phones. If you don't mind to please mute yourself. Whoever is on the phone, please mute yourself until your applications are up. Thank you.
Well, Morty Gross, don't mute.
Even when Morty's on mute, he's not mute. That's a compliment, Morty.
Yeah.
Live now.
Okay, we're live.
Jerry, how many people do we need? How many members do we need for a quorum?
No, hold on a second. We have 7 regular members and 2 alternates, don't we?
Yes.
Correct.
No, we only have 7 and we have 6 members and 2 alternates.
And we need 4, not 5. 4 to get a quorum. And alternates can be part of the quorum.
Okay, so right now we have Mike Langley. You have Gleiberman.
I think you said you got Morty Gross
Morty
on the
Gross.
phone.
Morty Gross.
All right, Fran,
Good. Now, Tommy will definitely not be here tonight.
after Obi resigned, did we appoint a deputy chairman?
No, we did not.
Oh, we ought to do that tonight.
Yeah, I'll make the motion now for Mayor Gelli.
He's not here. He can't defend himself.
Yeah, that's why I want to make the motion while he's not here. He can't fight it when he's not here.
Mr. Gleiberman, that's why you got to know.
Morty Gross,
What's
what
that?
does your phone number? 008792. Where are you? Morty. I know he's one of them.
007.
There is no 007.
Oh, see? 007 never wants to be seen. Jerry, 4 is a quorum, but a lot of the applications need 5, right?
Jerry, we can't hear you, but we're supposed to have 9 members. We only have 8 because one needs to be appointed.
Fran,
Now you want.
then listen to me, please.
Oh, now you're on.
We have 7 regular members. Is a quorum. We have them can be part of that quorum of 7, but need 5 and minimum. And I think right now we might only have 3. I'm not sure if we have 4 even. So
I'm going to try to call Abe Halberstam.
His flight was probably delayed.
No, he's
Well,
out there already. I spoke to him
I
earlier.
think he's calling from the airport. Yeah.
Are you trying to get on? Again? Okay, I'll send it to you. Okay, bye. I don't know. I sent it twice. I'll send it again.
I'll send him the link.
Okay, we'll both send it. Maybe I'll get one of them.
Good idea.
Looks like Moshe Ingber joined also. Moshe.
Moshe, we're here too. That would make 5.
Here's my thing, but yes.
Hello, Fran.
Hi.
Hello.
And we just sent it to Abe.
What's up, Mo? How you doing, Mark?
Yeah. Good. How are you?
Fantastic. Good to see you, bro.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
Oh, Francine,
Yes.
I know you screamed at me before to show up, which I adorably listened to. About my niece is getting engaged tonight, so let's make it quick.
We're just waiting for Abe Halberstam to get on. And
All
we'll
right.
go from there.
It's all good.
There's the chairman.
And Judah's supposed to be on too.
All right. Well, why don't we get a roll call? We should have 5 now.
Yeah, let's get the ball rolling.
Was Abe in his limousine over there? What's he doing?
I don't see
He's
him.
adjusting his background, so we don't know where,
He's in the cockpit.
Oh, there he is. You're right. He's in a limousine.
Abe, unmute.
Yes, hi everyone.
Hi. Tell us where
Can you hear me?
are.
Yeah, I'm
Chair, how are you?
I am in the limousine. I'm driving down Route 99 in Bakersfield, California.
Okay. Now we'll do a roll call.
Okay.
Mr. Gelly. Mr. Gleberman. He's here.
Here.
Mr. Langley.
Here.
Naftali's not here. Mr. Ribbiat. He should be here shortly because he said he would be on. Mr. Ingber.
here.
Mr. Gross is not here. Oh, Mr. Gross?
I thought Mr. Gross is on the phone.
Yeah, I thought Morty Gross was here. Morty?
I don't see him. I don't see him on the
He might have called.
on the thing.
Yeah, I don't think he's supposed to be here tonight.
How about Mr. Halverson?
Halberstam is here. Halberstam
No,
is
Halverson. Hal is not here.
Hal is not a member anymore.
He is. He's just not here.
He's just
Oh,
not here. Okay.
Okay.
Well, you have 4 members. You have a quorum. You have 4 members. You can start the meeting.
Okay.
Right there.
Okay, fine. So I'd like to ask everyone to please salute to the flag. And who's gonna recite the Pledge of Allegiance?
I
Mike,
pledge
you?
allegiance
Allegiance
to the flag
I pledge
United
allegiance to
States
the
of
flag
America.
of the United States of
United States of
America.
of
America.
America and to
and
the
to the
republic
republic
which it
which
stands,
stands
one
One
nation,
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 under God.
Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you, everyone, and good evening. Can I have an approval for the minutes of May 3rd, 2021?
Motion.
Motion by Moshe Dankert. Can I have a second?
second, Mike Ingber.
Moshe the second. Madam Secretary, do we have any correspondence for tonight's meeting?
1 minute, let me do a roll call. Mr. Gleberman,
Yes.
Mr. Langley,
Yes.
Mr. Ingber, and Mr. Halberstam.
Yes.
Now,
Okay.
you
Now,
wanna
do we have
start
any
from-
correspondence for tonight's meeting?
Yes, do you want to start from the top of the agenda and we'll just go down?
Well, first,
Fran, I think the chairman asked for correspondences.
Okay.
First, tell me the correspondence you have, and then we'll work our way through tonight's meeting.
Okay, 4183, I have a request from Yona Weiss to carry, but we don't know when the next meeting is.
Do you mean 4158?
4183 is a request to carry.
Yes.
Okay, do we know why? Did he give a reason why he wants to carry?
It says, please table the subject application to the next available meeting. He said that he didn't have everything ready that he wanted to.
Okay, does anyone, okay, we only have 4 members here, so is anyone
Why?
okay with 4 members to do it? To table it? Can I have a
Table.
motion?
Motion to table.
When
Motion
we,
by Moshe Dankert. When, we're gonna, right now,
Wait.
we're gonna table it. You know what? Hold off a second. Let me think for a minute. We don't have enough board members here on the board to,
Oh, Judah's here.
oh, Judah's here. Okay, just for the record, Judah Ribbiat has shown. So that makes us 5 members. What I think we're gonna do, we're gonna table it for the next meeting, which if anything is either gonna be July 7th or June 28th.
Chairman, may I recommend that since the January 28th might be at issue, and presumably there'd be no new notices, let's just make it July 7th.
You can't have a meeting July.
Is July 7th the correct date?
No,
When is that
July
date? I thought it was July 12th? Sorry.
Yeah. There's 2 meetings in July, correct, Fran?
right, we have the
Okay,
12th and the 26th. We're off on the
12th and the 26th?
No,
Yeah.
we're off on July 5th, so the meetings were scheduled for the 12th and the 26th of July.
Okay, so we're gonna set this one for July 12th,
Okay. So
okay? So I have
Motion to carry.
a motion for Moshe Langley and a second for Moshe Ribbiat. For Moshe Ingber, I'm sorry. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
And that's for 4183.
That's for 4183.
Okay, Mr. Gleiberman,
Yes.
Mr. Langley,
Yes.
Mr. Ribbiat,
Yes.
Mr. Ingber,
Yes.
and Mr. Halberstam.
Yes. Okay, so anyone that's on the Zoom, anyone that's on the Zoom for 4183, Yona Weiss, that's gonna be heard on July 12th. Okay, next, any other correspondence?
No,
Okay, fine. So we don't have any other correspondence, so let me just go through the calendar, okay? We're gonna start with our first old business, 4158, 1364 River Avenue. But before we go into that application, there's 2 applications that are gonna be knocked off for tonight's meeting. Number 1 is gonna be 4174 Jacob Bermelstein. That one was not finished on time to be onto the portal for 10 days prior and all made available 10 days prior to the meeting. So that's going to be heard as of now, July 7th. 7th.
July 12th, Chair.
July 12th. So I'm sorry, in my limousine, my big screen, the limo here isn't working well. So
I don't mind if he does it on 7/7.
You don't mind? Okay.
I don't mind.
Saturday. So that one's going to be heard on July 12th.
Chairman, can we vote on that and no new notice required?
Yes, so let's vote on that. 4174 Jacob Mermelstein has been pushed off to July 12th
And no new notice.
and no new notice. And with the waiver of time.
Need a vote, folks.
Okay.
Moshe Ingber?
Can I have a second?
Moshe Langley.
Okay, Moshe Langley, motioning this postponement. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Mr. Gleiberman,
Yes.
Mr. Langley,
Yes.
Mr. Ribbiat,
Yes.
Mr. Ingber,
Yes.
and Mr. Halberstam.
Yes. Okay. Okay, so anyone that's here for Jacob Mermelstein, that'll be heard on July 12th. Next one. I think we had an issue with Duvey Holding, right?
Yes,
Duvey Holding is carrying.
yes, I carried him. He's not on this agenda. I took him off.
You took him off, but he didn't advertise, so we don't have to have a motion for him?
No, he didn't advertise.
Good, so that's off. Okay, fine. Next one. I understand from some correspondence that I saw today, that the one on, what's the story with 4179, Moshe Newhouse?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. Adam Pfeffer, attorney on behalf of the applicant. There's a few items we're working on. John Doyle is representing an objector. At this time, you only have 5 members anyway. Additionally, we are waiting for the review letter just came out. I received it today. It wasn't 10 days before. So
No. Moshe Newhouse at Times Square. Is that the one? Oh, that's the
Yes,
one.
I
Okay.
did.
I didn't know that there was some new paperwork on that. Okay.
yes.
Well, the revised plans weren't submitted 10 days prior. The report is done for now.
Okay, so that Times Square is off as well. Fine, with a waiver of time, and no further notice? Adam?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, Can I have a motion for 4179 Moshe Newhouse Times Square?
Motion.
Motion by Moshe Langley. Can I have a second?
Judah.
Second.
Judah Ribbiat. Madam Secretary, roll call, please. Judah Ribbiat,
Sure.
Madam Secretary?
Mr. Gleberman,
Yes.
Mr. Langley,
Yep.
Mr. Ribbiat,
Yes.
Mr. Ingber, and Mr. Halberstam.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Let's move down the list. I understand we also, I'm jumping a little further over here. I understand we have a problem with 1418 Canterbury Road that they weren't noticed properly.
They didn't do a notice at all.
They didn't do a notice at all. So that's all for tonight without even postponement, correct?
Correct.
Okay,
It's
so
not
that's
on,
all.
it's not on the agenda, right? I don't see it.
Yes, it is,
It is.
4188.
4188. Okay, next, move down the line. I understand also that 4186 and 4187, David Flom didn't supply architecturals, so that's going to be postponed as well.
Oh, boy.
Well, do we need to vote on that, Mr. Chairman?
On which one?
On 4186 and 4187.
Well, he didn't supply architectural, so I think we should just push him off for the next meeting.
All right, so they're not complete then. All right.
What?
Even on the agenda.
I didn't
Right.
hear you. Jerry, I didn't hear you.
I said that's
Incomplete.
fine, that they're not complete.
Complete, correct.
I don't know why they got on the agenda, but they're not complete.
Oh, I'm sorry. I made a mistake.
So that's off. Okay.
They did
Okay.
notice them.
They did notice. Okay, so they'll have to renotice then.
Yes.
They'll have to renotice. Okay?
You want renotice on that?
Yes, on both of them, please.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know
Yes.
who represents them.
Okay.
Adam, are those yours? No.
Okay. So
Okay.
now
Do we need,
now we have, let me go back up to the top.
excuse me, one second. Are
40
we carrying that to July 12th? 4186 and
For now.
87?
Why don't we wait till they
Yeah,
renotice
I would
and
have
see if
loved
they
to
get it
know
out
that-
on time?
Wait a minute. Fran, it's not on the agenda. It's not complete. So they have to give architecturals, which can be reviewed. And then when the application's complete, then we put it on the agenda. Right now, they're not on the agenda for July.
There is a report that says conditionally complete.
Yeah, Fran, these were the ones that were added today. I strongly recommend we implement Jerry's recommendation of going back to agenda meetings. We have applications all over the place.
Fine.
Let's
But I
take care
agree
of
with
that.
Jerry. It was not complete, even though there's a letter that says complete. It's not complete. We're starting all over again. Okay?
So you want renotice because there's no architecturals.
Right.
Yeah,
Find out who the attorney is
Exactly.
on that.
exactly. Okay, now, so that leaves us over with 4180, 4181,
Mr. Chair,
4177.
4181, I believe most.
Wait. I know what you want to say. I'm just going through this over here. 4180, 4181. Let me just make it just a mark over here. Hold on. 4180, 4181, 4177, 4185, and 4189. So let's start with 4180. Barney Newhouse. Who's here for Barney Newhouse? You are there for Barney Newhouse. You only have 5 members. Are you willing to move forward?
Chairman, this is just a C variance, as I recall. So I don't. So there's no need to adjourn it.
There's no need to adjourn it. It's fine. So we're gonna move-
If not Chairman, I don't think you mentioned anything about 4158, which I believe also will be carried
Oh.
because that is requesting a use variance.
Okay, so you're right. I missed that one on top. 4158. But let me finish with this. Okay, so we're gonna move forward. We're gonna move forward with 4180. How about 4158? Who's here for 4158? Yes.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. Adam Pfeffer, attorney for defendant. Defendant.
Defendant.
Yeah. It's been a long day. It's only Monday.
He might
Um,
become
Is
one.
the use it's a use variance. We only have 4 or 5 members. Plus there's some other items I'm dealing with, but either way, we don't have 7 members. So I asked to carry it to the next available meeting.
Fine, no problem. So we're gonna carry it to July 12th.
Motion?
No
anyone-
further notice.
No further notice of the waiver of time. I have
Let's
a
have a
motion from
vote on
Moshe
that, Chairman,
Langkry.
please.
Yes, I have a motion from Moshe Langkry. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second from Judah Ribbiat. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Mr. Gleberman,
Yes.
Mr. Langley,
Yes.
Mr. Ribbiat,
Yes.
Mr. Ingber,
Yes.
and Mr. Halberstam.
Yes. Okay, so let's go down to 4181. Brook Burnside LLC. Who's here representing Brook Burnside LLC?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, attorney on behalf of the applicant. This one, I understand there's some conflicts as well. You're only gonna have 3 members tonight, right now at this point. Obviously, we need 7 members. I would ask, because I believe, I'm not sure if in the future meetings, there may be also some short seats. I would ask if the board can send a letter to the planning board to request some extra members to come on to this application. As I need a full 7 members.
So, or do you want to postpone even further out?
No, I like the
Madam-
first available meeting. I like the first available meeting.
7:12.
That's the first available meeting.
We're
I'll take
talking about making
7:12.
a special meeting.
Hello, I know.
You know, we're talking, we're talking about a special meeting on 6/28, but that's not confirmed and it's not in stone yet. So I can't give you 7/12, I'm sorry, 6/28, because, it's not written up, but if it will be 6/28,
When-
you'll renotice it, and we'll push you into 6/28.
That's fine. So I'll when
Right with
will we
you?
know? Yeah, that's fine. But when will we know if there's a meeting confirmed or not? Just I have to notice to the paper. That's all.
Well, if it's gonna be 6/28, I need to have it by 6/28. I'm gonna have to have it done by, I guess,
Monday, the 14th,
by
by
the
next
14th.
Monday.
Next
That'll
month,
have
we'll know for
time
sure.
to notice.
Okay?
Excuse me, Chairman. I just want to put on the
Yes.
record that there are some technical issues with this application. The board received a number of objections this afternoon, most of which are consistent with some of our comments. May want to take a little time and communicate with the applicant's engineer. It's up to you guys. I'm just making you aware. If you want to go
We will
forward
address-
faster, that's
we will-
fine.
We will address all those comments. We were prepared to address them even before the meeting, obviously, because they were raised in the report. We have answers for everything.
Okay.
We don't. So we're fine. We would like the first available meeting if possible.
Okay.
So I guess as a technical item, I guess we'll take the July 12th with no further notice. However, in the event you add a 6/28 meeting, we would appreciate being put on that item.
Excuse
All right,
me,
but
can
let's
I
hope there
speak
won't be
up?
any further issues with it, and then we want to postpone it again. Okay? Okay,
Thank you.
fine. So,
Excuse me,
can I have a motion to table,
Motion.
the table?
Second.
Motion.
I didn't finish my speech yet. Motion to table 4181 Brookshire Side LLC. I have a motion from Moshe Langkry and a second from, who's the second one?
Judah.
Ribbiat.
Ribbiat.
Mr. Gleberman,
Yes.
Mr. Langley,
Yes.
Mr. Ribbiat,
Yes.
Mr. Ingber, and
Yes.
Mr. Halberstam.
Yes, okay. Moving down the calendar.
Can I speak up?
Somebody is trying to speak. I
Who's-
don't
who-
know.
Hello?
Who's trying to speak? Yes.
I'm Brandy Newhouse that you dismissed. I was wondering why.
No, we're gonna get to it now, Ms. Newhouse.
Yeah,
You got to
okay.
dismiss Newhouse.
Well,
Okay, next one. Let me see, on the white, Mayor Orbach, 3177, is he here?
Chairman, hold on a second. You skipped over 4180, which is Brandy Newhouse, which is a C variance application for setbacks.
haven't checked out that we can go forward. You recommended that we don't postpone.
Just tell me
You
what,
recommended that we hear it because it's a variance, he only needs five.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear any of that. This is terrible.
okay, good. I'll see you 12:30 on
Yeah,
Friday.
you recommended that you do it. Yeah. We are, we're listening to it. 4177,
Thank you.
who's here on the Orbach?
Hello?
Hello, Mayor Arbach is here.
Yes. Yes. Hello?
That's 4177.
I'm here, and I
Hello.
believe the applicant's here.
Mayor Arbach is here.
Okay, 1 minute.
And Ronnie Newhouse is here.
Okay. So 4180 is, as Bonnie Newhouse says. Oh my God. Yes. Okay, you're there. Okay, good. Fine. Abe, we have 4180 is here. That's Brandy Newhouse?
Yes.
I think Abe keeps going in and out. She's out again.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, 1 minute. Jerry?
40, Mayor or 4177.
No, we're up to 4180. Go back to Brandy Newhouse.
But I want to go to the calendar to find out who wants to be dismissed tonight.
Oh, okay. This Newhouse just, wait,
That's what I'm doing.
okay. She thought that you carried her, that you canceled her.
No. Yeah, I'm going through the list of calendar because we only have 5 members. I want each have the application to see if they want to wait till their turn or they want to be pulled.
Okay.
Okay. 4177, Mayor Orbach.
I'm
Okay,
here.
we'll come back to him. I heard him before in the
He's
voice.
here. He said he's here.
Yes. We only have 5 members tonight. Yes. Are you willing to move forward with 5 members tonight on the board?
Chairman, this is Jerry.
Hello?
This is a C variance. I don't know why we would not automatically go forward with it rather than we need 3 of the 5 votes in favor of an application. So
3, not 4?
No.
It's what? It's Charlie?
I didn't hear any of that. This is terrible.
Jerry, he's asking if we need 3 out of 5 or 4 out of 5.
3. This is not a use variance, right? It's a C variance. You need a majority of the quorum. The majority of the people
Okay,
voted.
perfect.
That's 3 out of 5.
Right.
So there's no reason
Okay.
to put it
So
off.
we move- Okay, perfect. Okay, good. So if that's the case, we're going to hear the next few applications, which is going to be Barn Newhouse, Mayor Orbach, Shmuel Sema, and Klein Bracha Bechesed Trust.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's fine. So if that's the case, we're going to move forward, and we're going to open up our first meeting to our first application tonight, 4180, with Ms. Newhouse. Madam Secretary.
Appeal number 4180. Applicant is seeking a variance approval for the purpose of constructing a new 2-story single-family home with an unfinished basement. New bulk variance relief is necessary as follows. Side yard setback, one side 10 feet required, 7.5 feet provided. Side yard setback combined 25 feet required, 15 feet provided. This is in an R10 zone.
Okay.
Ms. Newhouse, would you raise your right hand, please?
Okay.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth so help you God?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Do you have someone here who's going to represent you, or are you here on your own?
No, I don't have anybody to represent me. It's me.
I see Mr. Lyons raising his hand. I don't know. Mr. Lyons, are you going to testify on behalf of Ms. Newhouse?
Yes,
Would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth so help you God?
I do.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Glenn?
Mr. Lyons, can you testify on behalf of your client, please, as to the need for the variances?
Yes. We are proposing a house on a 60-foot wide lot with 7.5-foot side yard setbacks on each side. The lot is in the R10 zone, which requires a total of 15 feet with a minimum of 10 on each side. However, this lot is right on the zone boundary line, and the lot next door and all the lots, I guess, looking at the plan, all the lots to the left are similar size, 60 feet wide, and they all have 7.5 and 15 feet going over, with the exception of the house next door, which is 5 feet off the property line, as you can see from our plan. Other than that, I believe those are the only two variances that are requested. We have two other variances. One is for lot area. We have 9,000 square feet where 10,000 is required. That lots on either side are fully developed with new homes. So there's no additional land available to widen the lot. And same, there's no additional land available to increase the lot area. So we have an existing non-conforming lot along Manata Avenue. So the applicant is just requesting variances which are similar to the houses along that side of the street, which is a 7.5 feet. Again, it's going to be a 2-story house with, at this time, an unfinished basement, a deck on the back, 4 parking places. It's in keeping with the other houses in the zone. And that's really all I have.
Okay. I just have a question for you, Glenn. The house that's next door, that's 5 feet away, is that a new house or an old house?
That's a new house, and it's in the but that one's in the R 7.5. So that one still has a variance on our side of 5 feet where seven would have been required.
Okay. I still have a question. I don't understand why, it's 9,000 square feet granted. We have to give you a variance for it. And the buy-sell doesn't work over here because you have 2 houses on either side, granted. But why do we have to give you a variance when you left over 64 feet depth in the back, when you can just build a house a little bit narrower and longer and avoid the 7.5 feet side yard setback?
Well, we're basically keeping this house so it looks like all the other, similar setbacks to all the other houses on the block.
You're not keeping this house, you're throwing this house, you're building a new house. So if you're building a new house, what does that mean? It's similar. You can keep it similar by 10 feet also, by 7 feet, by 10 and 10. Why are we going to, when 25 is required, why do we have to lose a total side yard setback?
Well, it's just, this is the house, again, the house they designed the way they wanted to do it. We felt that the setbacks are what the other houses have. So this house is going to look odd if you require the total of 25 feet, because it'll have big side yard setbacks where all the other houses have smaller setbacks. So we're in keeping with
I understand that.
Manata Avenue.
But the other houses you're mentioning are in the R75. Here we have the R10, where you have a 25-foot requirement.
Well,
Excuse me?
The houses to the right-hand side are in the R10. There's a lot similar to ours with similar setbacks. Then there's a duplex with probably 7-foot side yard setbacks. And then the lots actually get get narrower. Lot 10 is narrower. That's only a, let me see, I have to read the plan.
Okay.
Apologize.
Does any,
So
one
it's a
minute, you look at the plan. What?
No, so 3 lots down is lot 10, that's a 50-foot lot. Then there's two very narrow duplexes. So again, our setbacks would be very similar to what
Yeah, I
everyone.
got it, but your house is not very similar. This house is 45 feet wide. Where normal house is 33 to 35 feet wide. That's my question. Why don't you make the house 35 feet wide and just go deeper? So you won't need the setback. I don't get it.
Well, you're right, we could have gone to,
You have 64 feet in the back. Why am I going to give you a variance when you have 64 feet in the back? Excuse me?
Yes, I'm Newhouse. Can I speak up a little bit, please?
Yes, please do. I was going to ask you, maybe you can help us out. Why do we need to have a 45-foot wide house, and when you have 64 feet in the back, and therefore we have to ask for a variance?
Because the house that I want to build, the way I need to build it in the width, I don't have enough room because I need bedroom in the downstairs. I have an ailing father, an old man, and I have to make a bedroom for him.
I understand
bathroom down. Right. And the way going in the other way, it takes away from the backyards, from everybody. I'm taking away from the neighbors to build out. The neighbors and my next door neighbor, she is very, very agreeable to have this because, the house next door to me is the same width, and the one if that has a duplex. So, the neighborhood, doesn't mind it. I'm just taking 10 feet and I have the property. I'm not really bothering anybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm just,
You're right. You're right. You're not bothering anybody, but there are certain rules that we have to stick by. And I see over here, I don't see a bedroom on the first floor. I see a living room, dining room, study, family room, kitchen, mudroom, pantry. I don't see a bedroom on the first floor. So my question still is why?
Well, I am putting a bedroom in the. Yes, I'm definitely putting a bedroom there because like I said again, my father now is going to be moving into me, and I have to put him in downstairs, and I just need that.
I'm going to ask. I got it. Fine. Let me ask fellow board members. If any other fellow board members have any comments on this?
I have a question, Abe. Maybe
Who's I? Please announce yourself. I can't hear well. What?
Ingber.
Yes.
How far away does the house have to be next to the other one in order to be able to put fire rated walls up? Does anybody know the measurement? 5 feet?
I think 3 feet. 5 feet to 3 to 5 feet.
5 feet.
If it's more than 5 feet, it doesn't have to be fire rated?
No. But that's not my question. My question is very simple. A normal house that we built today, why should we grant them a variance? I mean, you guys know that. That's always my beef. I always argue with this in the past, even the ones on Miller Road. Anyone else want to say something?
Is it possible to just push it in at least on one side, 2.5 feet, to get the 10 to one side?
Moish,
Yeah.
why can't we just take off 5 feet from the house, make it 40 feet wide, 37 feet wide, and go within reason? There's plenty of room in the back.
I'm okay with that.
You can put the extra bedrooms in as well that way. A good, well-designed architect, you can design it.
That's what the.
Through the chair.
Yes, who's speaking?
Judah.
Yes, Judah.
Yeah, a couple questions. It's hard for me to see on the plans here how many basement entrances there are. I see in the front there's one, and then there's a side door. Is that side door also going to the basement?
Yes, that's a combination for the first floor and for the basement.
Okay. And is there going to be an attic in this house?
There is an attic.
Judy, you took the comments out of my. I just thought about it. There's a set of stairs going straight up into the attic from the side door.
So I mean, you have. I see like a 4,000. The house is a 2,000 square foot footprint. Is that right?
2,061.
Yeah. What's the access to the attic? Is that going to be only from the second floor?
Let me check the plan. I don't know.
Judah, the way I see it, the entrance to the attic is from the outside all the way up,
Yeah,
from the side door.
that's what
There is
that's
no
my concern.
Yes.
Is that
Yes, it looks as if the stairs is one continuous staircase.
yeah, so that I don't think we allow that in any new construction anymore. So the only way we have attics is that it has to be coming. It cannot be an outside entrance. It can only be accessible from the inside of the house.
That's a different story. I'm not up to there yet. My
Yeah.
question is, why are we doing a such large house footprint when you could just do it narrow and longer and fit whatever he needs in?
Is this? I have one last question. Is this?
If I have,
Mi-
yes,
Mrs.
if I have,
Newhouse, is this house?
Yes.
Are you the end user here?
I'm sorry, am I what?
Are you the end user? Are you going to be living in this house on the main
Yes,
floor?
I'm going to be living here, yes. Near Hashem, yes. And I would love very much to have the house in the width and leave more space in the back. I need to have the bedrooms. I need to have, like I said again, a bedroom and an extra bathroom for my father, who is elderly, is coming to live with me. And as I say, I have the lot, and the house next door is also wide. And, you have duplexes that also take up I'm not really, requesting something unreasonable. There's the room on the lot, and it's just, giving me that option of making my house, in the width the way I want it, and to have a little more space in the back.
Ms. Newhouse, my name is Jerry Dasty. I'm the attorney for the board. Why do you have an outside stairway going to the attic?
Why I did that, I don't know. I have to tell you, be very honest with you. I don't
Please.
know, because I left it to the architect, and I don't know if I need it. I'm not sure I do. I didn't. Let's put it this way: if he put it in there, I'm not sure it's an important thing. If that, I'd rather get my width for my bedroom and my bathroom than to have the attic from the outside.
Well, you're not going to get the attic from the outside no matter what, Ms. Newhouse, because that
I
infers
don't need it.
that infers
Yeah,
you're going to have a separate. Please, that infers you're going to have a separate rental apartment on the attic. So that's
No,
not going to.
I am not. Absolutely not. Absolutely, definitely, positively not. And truthfully, 100%. How much more can I say? I have no intention of doing that. I don't need it, and I don't want it. I want to be able to put my elderly father downstairs, and that's my biggest concern at this point.
Okay, thank you.
We would accept
Thank
the
you.
condition that there be no continuous stairway to the attic. So if they had, they would have a separate staircase somewhere on the second floor, but it would not be a continuous staircase.
Right.
What
Okay,
about
thank
the
you. I
basement?
It would be inside, Mr. Lyons, right? Inside the house, the stairway.
Oh, yeah, inside the house.
Right.
Maybe from over, if you look at the plan, over by the sitting room or the laundry room, but it would not be anywhere near the staircase that goes between the second and first floors.
Is there going to be a requirement for handicap access for your elderly father?
I have not planned on it, because right now, he's walking.
Can I interrupt you a second?
Sure.
All I see house. Anyone else have anything to say?
I didn't hear what you said, Dave.
I said I don't see on the blueprint on the first floor with the bathroom. I see a regular full house bedroom on the first floor with the bathroom. How are you going to know if that bedroom is really coming in? I see regular blueprint: living room, dining room, family room, deck, breakfast area, breakfast nook, study, Pesach kitchen, and a mudroom, and a butler's pantry.
Again, you can
No
put
shower?
that as a condition in the resolution.
What?
You can put that in the resolution as a condition that there will be a first floor bedroom and full bath for a father's suite or father's.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's not the way to do this. Ms. Newhouse,
Right.
have you seen the architectural plans that were prepared for you?
Sorry, I can't
Have
hear
you
you well.
seen the plans the floor plans that were prepared for you.
Did I see that? So I did sit down with the architecture, and we were trying to plan it. And he told me, he showed me one way, and he showed me another way, and he basically said, "Let's see what how this is going to go, how it's going to go through." And
Well, tell
once
us,
it
Dr.
goes
Ms.
through
Newhouse,
the way, we're going to we're going to perfect it. More details. Yes.
Well, what you submitted to the board shows on the first floor a study, as the chairman indicated, a study, a living room, a dining room, a kitchen, and a family room. So where is your father's bedroom?
I mean, that's one of my biggest priorities. I am definitely putting a bedroom and a bathroom on the first floor. This is extremely, extremely important. Like I said before, I stated it and I'm stating it again. And this is the reason for the whole variance that I requested. It is for this purpose.
Well, one more time, then if it's so important to you, why didn't your architect show a bedroom on the first floor? He doesn't show one.
I really, I don't have an answer. Regretfully, I don't have an answer. I'm shocked to hear it myself. I really, really am. Because when I met with him, that was my, the first thing that we discussed was, one of the priorities. Of course, not first. We need all those other things that you just mentioned. But definitely a bedroom and a bathroom was one of my, the needs that's extremely important to me. This is the way I'm going to build the house.
Was Mr. Flannery the architect or the engineer who prepared the plans for you?
Sorry?
It's Mr. Fromowitz. It's
Yes.
B&F. It's Fromowitz.
Right.
Says
Flannery.
That's fine.
BF is Borough Flomowitz.
Well, it says Flannery on it.
I know, but they work together.
Through the chair.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I just a suggestion. I think there's so much confusion here.
There's no confusion here. I'm not confused.
So I would recommend that either we vote on this or Mrs. Mrs. Newhouse just comes back with the plan the way she wants it, so we could see what.
Judah. I still think, and I'm sticking to my guns over here. The house, there's no reason. I don't see you could put in a bedroom for her father and a bathroom without doing a variance.
Chairman, could I suggest that you open to the public?
Yes. Thank you, Jerry. We're gonna open this to the public. Franny, any emails? We forgot to announce the email address. Franny, can you please announce the email address?
Sorry, I'm not exactly sure what does that mean, you're opening to the public.
What is it again, Franny? Mrs. Newhouse, please wait a minute. Franny?
Sure.
Zoning comments at lakewoodnj.gov.
Do we have anyone on the line that wants to say one way or the other for this application?
Pay us the remaining.
Not hearing any.
Balance.
Is anyone online?
Okay.
I don't.
And I did contact some of the neighbors, and they all they thought it was an idea.
No, it doesn't work, Mrs. Newhouse. We can't do that.
Mrs. Newhouse, 1 minute, please. Is anyone on the line that wants to speak on behalf of this application, on Ms. Newhouse's application, 41, what number is it again?
4180.
4180. Not hearing anyone. Franny, any emails coming over?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. Chavra, can I have a motion, one way or the other?
I'll make a motion.
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve with the chairman's suggestion with 10 feet on each side.
Can I have a second to that?
I'll second motion, bro.
Mr. Chairman, before they
Yes.
heard this motion, there was one other point of contention that came up, and that's the stairwell going from the side directly up.
Right. So do you want to help Moshe amend his motion to fix that?
Yeah.
I thought that's automatic, Judah.
Okay.
I got it. I got it.
Jerry, you got that, right, Jerry?
Yes, sir.
And
She's gonna redo her plans anyway. She has to do it for her father to be able to get a bedroom down there. So they're gonna modify.
She doesn't have to come back to us now.
Right, exactly.
No, he doesn't. No, she doesn't.
But Jerry's got our back.
Yep, I have it, sir.
you want to delete the
Okay.
outside entrance to the attic?
I have it, yes.
John,
Okay.
we're deleting the stairs on the second floor. The stairs on the side stairs will terminate on the second floor, and to go up to the attic will be during.
There's no
Second floor
outside
somewhere.
stairway. There's no outside stairway.
No
Great.
outside entrance to the attic.
Right.
To the attic, correct. It'll terminate on the second floor. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
I need a second on that.
Mr. Ingber did.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't hear that.
Could you just wrap up exactly what the motion is, so I'm completely clear?
My understanding, this is Jerry Dansky. My understanding is, and Mr. Langford can tell me differently. The motion is that it would be approved on condition that there's 10 feet sideline setback on each side. There is no stairway to the attic from the second floor, or the stairway, if at all, the outside stairway would go only to the second floor. And as normal, we would have the conditions that the front of the building, at least 1/3 of it is improved with stone, stucco, and or
Maintenance-free materials.
brick, yeah, and appropriate sprinkling and foundation plans. That's the motion.
Okay, Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Mr. Gleberman,
Yes.
Mr. Langkry,
Yes.
Mr. Ribbiat,
Yes.
Mr. Ingber,
Yes.
Mr. Halpern.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, good night. Good night and good luck. Moving forward, we're gonna go to appeal number.
Thank you.
40 Thank you. Moving forward, we're gonna go to appeal number 4177.
Thank you.
Abe
Yes.
and Jerry, she doesn't have to come back here. She's off the agenda. Is that correct?
That's
Yes, correct.
It was approved with those conditions. That's correct.
Okay,
That's
thank you.
correct. Appeal number 4177, Mayor Orbach.
The applicant is seeking a variance approval for the purpose of constructing an addition to an existing single-family home. This is in an R75 zone. New bulk variance relief is necessary as follows. Minimum combined yard setback 15 feet required, 8.94 feet provided. Maximum building coverage 35% required, 35.34% feet provided. Lot coverage provided. Parking 4 spaces required and 2 spaces are provided.
Mr. Auerbach, are you there, sir? Mr. Auerbach? Mr. Lyons, are you here on behalf of Mr. Auerbach?
Yes, I am.
Is he here?
How are you? I am here.
Is that Mr. Auerbach, sir? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Got to Lakewood.
Yes.
1 second. Chaim Abadi, stop talking.
Mr. Auerbach, are you there, sir?
Yes.
Would you
I
and
am
Mr.
here. Mayor Orbach is here.
Would you and Mr. Lyons each raise your right hands? Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, let's go. Mr. Lyons, what do we have?
We are proposing an addition on an existing 2-story house, which has a living room, dining room, and kitchen on the first floor. I'm sorry, a bath and a very small den on the first floor, and 2 bedrooms on the second floor. The existing house is, I lost my plan. Sorry. 1 second. It's on 37 Holly Street. And the existing house is located 0.86 feet. That's 0.86 feet off of the northerly property line. The applicant is requesting to put an addition on the south side of the house, which will conform on that side with the 7-foot setback requirement in the R 7.5 zone. We are providing two conforming 18-foot parking spaces and two 17.65-foot long parking spaces. And that goes between the property line and the existing house. And then there's another 2 feet between the property line and the sidewalk. But
You're gonna have 4 parking spaces, right?
we're gonna have 4.
Yeah.
2 were not counted by Terry, which is correct because they are not 18 feet long. They're 9 feet.
All right, so what you're seeking, Glenn, if I understand correctly, you're seeking a design waiver for the undersized spaces.
Yes.
Thank you.
Or a variance. If a variance is necessary, we would be requesting a variance. But we will
Okay.
have 4 spaces. It's just the 2 of them are slightly undersized.
Jerry,
The-
Jerry, can you help me out? I'm Terry. Terry, can you help me out over here? How is this parking going to work with the undersized parking?
I believe the testimony you're going to hear from the applicant's engineer is that the spaces, although undersized, are going to accommodate the vehicles. That's the only rationale I can come up with, Chairman.
Yes,
They're what are they gonna be, smart cars parked there? Or cozy coupes? Which ones?
most cars are less than 18 feet long. For instance, I have an Audi SUV. It's 17 feet long. So we're only short
Glenn, I'm not gonna be rude now, but I'm gonna interrupt you on that comment. I live in Lakewood long enough to find out and see that most cars aren't parked all the way up to the line of the length of the parking lot, of the stall, of the parking stall, okay? Don't tell me that your car is 18, 17 feet, therefore 18 will work. They're not gonna pull all the way up. There's a reason why RSI says 18 feet, to give it space, because you're not pulling all the way up. Thank you.
we're talking about 0.35 feet short. And again, we have 2 feet between the property line and the sidewalk. In my professional opinion, I don't see any problem with a parking space that's 0.35 feet too short, especially when it's somebody who can back right out onto the Holly Street.
Right, especially when you want to come with a big van or a minivan, it's not going to fit and be right onto the sidewalk. I hear you.
Well, that's where they would park. They have the other 2 spaces.
Yeah, I know. Continue.
Okay. It is a single-family home, so if they have one car that's too long, they can park it in the other space. They have control over their own parking spaces.
Thank you.
Okay. Again, the house will be altogether be a single-family house, and the proposed addition will have a basement apartment. The existing house has a very short, I think it's only a 6-foot tall basement, so there is no ability for that part of the house to have an apartment.
They're not gonna finish the basement as an apartment, right?
No, in the addition, they can.
How many square feet is the addition?
Let me grab the architectural plan again. Plan show it to be 1,230 square feet. 1,238. It's 23 by. It's 1,150 square feet.
That's gonna be a new foundation, correct?
That'll all be on a new foundation, yes.
Big enough. It's a very nice size apartment, basement apartment.
And I'm just checking the attic. There's no exterior attic stairway to the attic, so there's no possibility of an attic apartment.
Glenn, I have a quick question for you. Glenn,
Yes.
is there a reason why the parking spaces you didn't put up against the property line? So that you can have more frontage open of grass area? Why is that, the two, park space number 3 and 4, which I believe is to the north of the property, why is it away a couple of feet from the property line? Why don't you just put them, each one at its proper, at the property line?
No, they go from they go from.
And if you do that, you don't have to short any of your spaces.
They go from the property line to the front of the existing house.
No, space number 4
Yes.
and 5 and 3 and 4. That's not up against the property line. You're like 5 feet away from the property with those 2 parking spaces.
Why didn't we move them over? We were trying to keep them closer to the front door.
Come on.
If you want us to move them over next to the
Give me a better answer than that.
I don't know why. I don't understand.
Give me a better answer than that. If you were to have space number 1 and 2 is all the way on the all the way to the property line, put 3 and 4 also by the property line, have the whole front open.
That's what we can do that. We thought this was better.
And if you do that, then you.
We'd be happy to move.
Okay. I have a couple of questions on this, but I want to hear from my fellow board members what they think about this project. Anyone have any comments, questions on this?
Through the chair.
Mike?
I have a concern. This looks like it's going to end up being a duplex. It's 2 separate houses, 2 individual houses, side by side with basements and attics. How do I know 4 different families not going to be living there? Mr. Auerbach.
Because we're not.
I have this. That was the question that I had. I don't have a problem with the addition. My question exactly was that I see here a 2-family house on a 5,600 square foot lot with a basic kitchen. Second, I don't know. Second story. If you look at the second story, there's no way to go from the second story into this house.
On the first floor, on the first floor, you can go to the.
Sorry?
On the first floor, the 2 are connected, so you can go from that main hall that goes down the center of the addition into where they have it listed as existing study.
On the first floor, correct. I said on the first floor I see the connection, but I don't see it on the second floor. So if this would have been a regular 2-family, if this would be a regular house, wouldn't you have a crossover from the first floor and the second floor from the old to the new?
I suppose they either, any entrance from the new second floor to the old second floor would either go through the bathroom or the guest room. We'd have to, if that's the requirement the board has, we could, so the architect can work that out. I did not work with the architect on this.
Mr. Auerbach, are there 2 set of stairs to the basement? Is that what I see here?
Yes, exactly correct.
Why do you have 2 sets of stairs to the basement? That sounds like you're going to have 2 different living quarters in the basement. Mr. Auerbach, can you hear me, sir? All right. Is Mr. Auerbach still there?
Yes. Yes. Hello.
Why do you have 2 sets of stairs to the basement?
2 sets of stairs to the basement, the old basement and the addition.
Well, what I
Set of
see is,
stairs from-
Okay.
I see two sets of stairs going to the proposed addition. Is that right? Mr. Lyons, can you help? I mean,
Well, as I said before, the ceiling height in the old house is only, it says, 6 foot, 1.5 inches, on part of it, and it says 6 foot 5 inches on the other part.
are there two sets of stairs? This shouldn't be that hard. Are there
Yes.
two sets of stairs going to the new addition basement?
There is one set, yes, there's one set going to the addition basement and one set going to the old house basement.
Are those existing?
Glenn, if you look at your plans, you have one set of stairs to the basement on the outside and one set of stairs to the basement from the adjacent wall of the new house.
Yeah, that's what I see. I see two sets of stairs.
Right.
Are
I see
any of
two
those
sets of stairs.
existing? Are any of those stairs existing currently?
No, it's a new house.
No, it's
And
not.
then you have a third set of stairs. Then you have a third set of stairs of the existing old house, which is going down to the basement.
Through the chair,
Yes.
just to get this moving, and please provide your input. Mr. Auerbach's house looks like it's two separate houses. Maybe he didn't have time or want to spend time on architecturals to blend it. My concern is building two houses side by side. That's what it looks like to me. One wall, after it's built, one strategically placed wall on each floor, and you got two separate houses with two basements. It looks like a duplex. I would suggest that Mr. Auerbach, if I'm not against, in theory, you doing your extension, but you got to spend a little time to blend the two houses together. That when it's done, it should look like one house.
I would totally agree. I have a big issue with these architects.
Who's saying that?
Mike Ingber. If you come in on the left side of the home, there's a vestibule there. There is
Correct.
There's a den, but then they're showing a library. So there's basically two studies. There's two bathrooms on the first floor. There's two full kitchens, and there's only one tiny little doorway, which I don't even know is a doorway.
Mike,
connecting the two apartments.
I agree with you. You bring out the points. Just to save time, Abe, because we have a full agenda. Should we give
Mike.
Mr. Auerbach the courtesy to go back and redraw? Or does he want us to vote? It's his choice. It's your choice also, Abe.
Yeah, Abe,
I
Abe, it's Judah. Abe,
Judah.
I just,
Judah.
if they should choose to go back and redraw this, I just want to disagree with Mr. Langley. I don't want it to look like it's two houses, one house. I want it to be one house. And what I see here is that the old house is going to be rented. The new house is where Mr. Auerbach's going to live and be renting out the basement. That's what I see over here. The Pesach kitchen, everything's proposed. I cannot agree with this project the way it is. I am against it as it's drawn. If he wants to come back and redraw it, then we could give another look at it.
Okay, just to save time, let's move forward. Mr. Auerbach, your choice.
Hello?
Mr. Auerbach, Mayor,
Yes? Yeah?
would you like to revisit this application or redesign it?
Yes?
Main thing is, did you hear what we said?
I heard what you said, yes.
Would you like to proceed, or do you want to take your chances tonight, or you want to redraw? It's not a fair question because your lawyer is not sitting with you. Abe, could you answer it for him?
Mr. Auerbach, would you like to move forward? You want to take the chance? Fine. Can I have a motion? Anyone in the public want to say anything on this application?
Yeah, hi.
Anyone from the... Yeah, go ahead. Anyone from the public? Before I continue, anyone else can send us an email to zoning.
Hi.
Abe, I have a couple emails.
Hello.
in the neighborhood is in favor of this.
Okay. Like I said, we're not, 1 minute, whoever you are. Give me a minute, please. Franny, I don't think anyone on the board is not in favor of this application. I think the problem is that they're seeing here's two houses. Go ahead. Who's on the phone that wants to speak? Please announce yourself. Didn't I hear somebody a minute ago, a woman?
Yes, somebody was trying to speak.
I know that. She was cutting me off while I was speaking. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yes,
Hi.
go ahead. State your name, please.
I am a neighbor of the Orbachs, and they're always hosting tons of company. They have practically the whole neighborhood living in their house. They have a tiny house, and they always have space for, everybody to come and play. Their old house is tiny. It's like a 2x2. It's not even possible to live in it. I live in a basement apartment in a nearby basement, which is larger than their house that they live in with 7 or 8 children. It's like, we call it a dollhouse. It's not even, reasonable to use it as a house. It's just going to be a little extra space for them.
I agree with you. I saw that.
Her name.
You understand what I'm saying? If you look at it,
Yes.
if you look at the plans, you'll see that it's not even
By the way,
a livable house the way it is. Although
can you please state your name?
Although they have the whole world living there. Yeah, my name is Sora Sasna.
What was that, please?
Sora
This
Sasna.
is Mayor Orbach.
Could you spell your last name, Dora, please?
Yeah, it's Sora, S-O-R-A, and my last name is Sasna, S-U-S-N-A.
Thank you.
And I did receive an email from her in favor of this application.
Okay, good. Thank you. Mayor, you wanted to say something before?
Yeah, maybe I'll just redraw. I want to take that back. I'll redraw the plans and...
Good idea, Mayor. Very good idea. Bingo.
Good. Mayor, smart man.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
We're not against the application. We're just against the way it was drawn. Thank you very much, Mayor.
Mayor, build a house just like your neighbor explained it, that the whole neighborhood can live there, but it should be a single-family house.
Okay, thank you very
Chairman,
much.
Chairman, if we're going to accept the withdrawal, I guess it is, the applicant will have to renotice because we don't know when the new plans will be ready.
Exactly correct. Exactly correct.
All right.
So first of all, can I have a motion?
Motion.
Mayor Orbach's appeal number. Franny, what number is this again?
4177.
41. Can I have a motion for 4177 Mayor Orbach to withdraw and resubmit at a future date?
Motion.
Can I ask
Motion by Moshe Lankry. Can I have a second? Who was the second?
All of us.
All in favor.
Moshe Ingber was the second. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Mr. Gleiberman,
Yes.
Mr. Langley,
Yes.
Mr. Vibiat,
Yes.
Mr. Ingber,
Yes.
and Mr. Halberstam.
Yes. We'll see you back at a later time.
I think somebody
Thank
was
you.
trying to speak again.
What? Okay, moving
Thank you
forward.
very much. Thank you.
Make sure you
Have a good night.
renotice, all right? Glenn Lyons?
Yes.
Glenn, you have to start over again. Samuel Semach, 4185.
Brian is here for him.
Excuse me?
41.
Who's representing 4185?
4185, Samuel Semach. It's an R12, it's an R12 zone. Applicant is seeking bulk variance approval for the purpose of constructing a deck on an existing dwelling. Setback of 8.8 feet from the rear property line. Requesting 8.8 feet from the rear property line. 20 feet is required. Oh gosh, it's Chaya Mabadi.
Okay, who's representing?
Brian Flannery.
Brian, please be sworn in and have to ask a question. Brian,
Yes.
can you be sworn in?
I would love to be sworn in.
Jerry? I can't hear you. Jerry, you're on mute. Jerry, you're on mute. I can't hear you.
Is Mr.
Can't hear
Sema
you.
here also?
Yeah, Mr. Sema's here.
Would you both please
Now I
raise your
hear
right
you.
hand? Do you swear or, sir, Mr. Sema, raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth to help you God?
I do. Brian Flannery Jackson, New Jersey, licensed professional engineer and professional planner.
Okay.
Okay, so this should be the easiest application of the
Can you
night.
announce your address, please? 1 minute. 1 minute, Brian. Mr. Sema, can you spell your name and address, please?
I can't hear you.
Can you spell your name and address, please?
My name is Shmuel Sema. My address is 209 Carinetta.
Good. Brian, go forward.
Okay, this is an
Before you
existing.
continue, Brian, before you go forward, I don't have this set of plans here in my limo, so I would ask you to please try to get as close to the camera as you can.
I think I could probably share the screen if you'd want me to try to do.
We will try that. That'll be a good idea. Please do.
Okay, let's see what I can do. I had my 10-year-old grandson try to help me out with this.
Okay. Beautiful. I see your email. I don't need your emails. I don't need the email. No, yeah, open it up. You got it.
There we go.
Very impressive, Brian.
This is like my third try now. Okay, so we have an
Brian, I don't
existing.
see it. Brian, I don't see it.
You don't see it?
I'll send you a picture. Hey,
I don't see it. How come?
It's actually showing your email, Brian. I think you need to open the attachment.
Yeah, open the attachment, Brian.
I opened it. It's open on my screen.
Hold on,
Where's
let me
that
see.
10-year-old when I need him?
So close yet so far.
I keep hitting the screen and it's not working. I don't know.
I'm seeing if
No.
there's something.
No.
I'm
see it.
gonna
Okay.
go with your original suggestion of putting the plan close to the screen.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, so this is an existing home at 209 Carinetta Avenue. All we're asking for is a deck in the existing backyard. No basement apartments, no basement entrances, no access to the attic. Just an existing home that's been there for quite a while in a beautiful neighborhood. And we want a deck that's 8.8 feet off the rear yard. The plan did not dimension the deck, but I'm pretty good at math. So if you take the rear setback minus the 8.8, it's a 14.5-foot deep deck. It's a deck so they can enjoy their backyard.
Brian, you need to fix your air conditioner return. It's falling off the ceiling.
What's falling off the ceiling?
The air conditioner return on the ceiling is falling, but okay. Go ahead. Keep on going.
Okay, so if we look at the report's pretty simple also. There's the existing lot. It's an existing variance condition in the R12 zone with an existing house, and all we're asking for is a deck at 8.8 feet where 20 feet is required. If you look at the master plan for why we should be allowed to have this, it's a C2 variance. The vision statement on page 7 of the master plan says encourage development and redevelopment based on smart growth planning principles. I think it's pretty smart for the homeowners to be able to have a deck. The municipal land use law, NJSA 40:55 under the purpose of the act, say encourage civil action to guide the appropriate use and development of all lands in a state in a manner which will promote public health, safety, morals, and general welfare. It's my testimony that this does this. We have to show for a C2 variance that it relates to a specific piece of property. This is an existing home in a nice neighborhood where we're just asking for a deck. The purpose of the municipal land use law I gave you. The variance can be granted without any substantial detriment to public good. Now, at the time this house was built, there was no setback requirement for decks. So they could have put a deck in at that point. at some point, the town felt that there should be somebody looking to see if decks are too close to the property line, so there's access to the back. And they said, okay, now we're gonna include decks in the setbacks. 8.8 feet is certainly plenty of room to separate from the rear property line. They've noticed their neighbors. If any of the neighbors feel this is gonna be a burden, they would certainly say that. The variance will not impair the intent and purpose of the zone plan and zoning ordinance. It's an existing house. It's really a de minimis type application, and the benefits substantially outweigh the detriments, and the benefits are what I indicated. And per Terry's review letter, we will comply. He indicates that if the board acts favorably, a plot plan prepared by a licensed professional engineer will be required. That's my testimony.
Okay, I have a question. I can't see the plans very thoroughly and clearly, but I do see a shed on the side, which is a fairly large shed. How far away is that deck from that shed?
There's a brick patio that's probably about.
Patio?
There's a brick patio in between the shed and the deck. And scaling it, it's about 15 feet separated.
Okay, so that gray, that's cab over there.
I think we lost Abe.
Well, we have driveways on
Hello?
both sides of the property. Existing driveways for an existing house. Everything there works. They just, instead of having grass in the backyard, they want to have a deck.
Brian, can you point to the deck? Point to the deck. That's the deck. Got it. Okay. Right next to that is a patio, and that's the shed. I guess the shed was there legally, was put down without an issue?
The shed's in existence.
I don't take care of that.
It cannot
Excuse
be there
me?
legally.
What'd you say?
Probably no permit for that shed.
All right, Fran, you'll hang them up.
You'll hang them up.
String them up, Fran.
That's it. Does anyone have any problems with this variance?
I have
No problem whatsoever.
What?
How?
I have no problem.
Okay.
I have a question. How far now is the house from the rear of the house to the rear of the property?
23.3 feet.
How much?
23.3 feet.
And this house looks pretty new, so it was just built, right?
I don't know.
It looks. What year was this house built?
Mr. Flannery said it's been there a long time.
I'm familiar with the neighborhood, and it's a old developed neighborhood. The applicant could certainly give a better. Mr. Semick could certainly give a better indication.
It's a couple of years old.
It's a couple of years old.
What I'm trying to get at is, maybe I can get out. This looks like a fairly new house. So was it put in to the town originally saying that I'm not putting a deck, and now we're coming back for a deck, or it's just, like, obviously it's been built.
This was a non-variance from what I understand.
What?
What'd you say, bro? What'd you say?
I'm saying is that there is a curved road in front of the house. There is a legitimate hardship here. There's a curved road. If he had his regular square in the front, he could have moved the house up another 10, 15 feet, and there'd be no variance in the rear. There's legitimate hardship here.
Excuse me, the house was built in 2019.
Because we've had people put in, let's say to build a big house, and they said, "Oh, we're in our setbacks. We're not going to put a deck," and then they come back 2 years later, 3 years later, and say, "Hey, I want a deck."
Yeah, this doesn't look like that big of a house. I think it's a 1,500 footprint.
Mr. Chairman, the house was built in 2019.
2019. Okay. Listen, let's see if there's any neighbors that have any complaints on this house. Is there anyone on the line that wants to speak up about this variance? 4185, and there's nobody sending in any comments?
No, I have nothing.
Okay, so we're going to close it to the public. Guys, can I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Who was the second? Judah, was that you? Judah, Madam Secretary, roll call, please. Madam Secretary, roll call,
Yes,
please.
Mr. Gleberman,
Yes.
Mr. Langley,
Yes.
Ribbiat,
Yes.
Mr. Ingber,
Yes.
Mr. Halberstam.
He said yes. Mr. Ingber said yes.
No, but what about Mr. Halberstam?
Oh, I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you announce. Yes, fine. Okay, thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Mr. Sema, good night and good luck. Moving forward, 4189, Klein, Bracha.
Abe, how many more?
The last one.
Chairman, what happened to 1418 Canterbury Road, number 4188?
They didn't notice properly and we tabled it.
Okay, fine. Sorry. All
You
right.
didn't notice it all, Jerry.
All righty.
4189 Kleinsbacher, Vahatska truck. It's an R10 zone. Although the submitted application form and plan documents are cryptic, we believe that the applicant is requesting variance relief, including front yard setback, side yard, and aggregate side yard setbacks, and building coverage, 1-story, 3,053 square foot, single-family dwelling. Property is non-conforming with respect to minimum lot area and minimum lot width.
Who's on this one?
I am. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good evening. Good evening. Miriam Weinstein on behalf of the applicant, Kleinsbacher, the Hatzlacher Trust. Is there an echo? Does everyone hear that echo or just me?
I hear you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
This application is for a residence, for an end user. It's an older couple who plan on retiring.
Before you continue, Mrs. Weinstein, I just want to let you know that I did not receive any plans, and I don't have it here with me in my limousine.
Okay.
Okay, so try to be as clearly as you can of what you're trying to do.
Absolutely, will do. Again, so just to start again, this application is for a residence, for an end user, an older couple who plan on retiring in Lakewood from New York. Next to their married children, one of whom lives on this block. When they went to contract on this lot and they made their plans to construct a ranch with an attic, they were of the impression that the property was in the R75 zone. There seems to be, this is that neighborhood that we sometimes have some ambiguity where whether or not it's R75 and R10, sometimes the computer says one thing and the map says another. So they went to contract for this a couple of years back. They thought the home was in the R10, was in the R75 zone, and they designed the home based on that understanding. This home would be completely conforming if the property was in fact in the R75 zone. So the problem is that it turns out that the property is in the R10 zone as per Fran's computer. So what we did was we went out, since this is a spot lot, we sent buy-sell letters to each of the 3 contiguous neighbors, one on each side as well as the one in the rear of the property. Nobody wants to buy any of our property. Nobody wants to sell us a piece. The variances that we are seeking are front yard setback of 25 feet. Again, this would be permissible in the R75 zone, but in the R10, they need 30. Lot coverage of 31.94%, whereas 30% is required. Again, this would be permissible in the R75 zone. It's slightly over by 1.94% in the R10 zone. Side yard setback on one side, we have 7 feet on one side, whereas 10 feet is required. The combined, we meet the requirement. So we're only looking for the variance for side yard setback for the one side that we have 7 feet. And again, we're looking for a front yard setback variance of 25 feet where 30 is required, and a lot coverage variance of 31.94% where 30% is required. Is that clear, Mr. Chairman?
Ms. Weinstein, are there houses
On the side yards?
on all properties surrounding this one?
Yes, there are houses on all the properties. We did send buy-sell letters, Jerry, though. We did ask them if anybody could sell us a piece or wanted to buy ours, and nobody responded.
Did you provide those to Ms. Siegel?
I believe so.
All right, make sure tomorrow that you did. If not, please do so she has it for her file.
Absolutely. My paralegal should have, but if Fran didn't get them, I'll be happy to supply them, sure.
Thank you.
Mrs. Weinstein, what were the side yard setbacks? I missed that.
It's 7 feet on the one side. The combined is more than the 25 that's required. So we're not seeking a variance for combined side yard setback.
So it's 7 on one side, and what's the other side?
Hold on, let me pull it up. Actually, you know, can I call my client to be affirmed if you don't mind? He probably knows better than I do, but I'm pulling it up while you do that.
One side
Please
is
do.
7 feet and the other side is 7.69.
One side is what?
10 feet and the other side is 7.69.
So that's a total of almost 18 feet. Almost 18 feet.
No, Chairman, it's a total of almost 25 feet. It's 24.67 feet.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear it clearly. Okay.
7 plus 17.67. So it's not quite the 25 required, and it's short on one side, 7 versus 10 required.
Okay.
Excuse me, Chairman. I'm not sure that you're reading the setbacks correctly.
It's 10 feet.
The 17.67 is the aggregate.
Oh, doesn't say that.
Yeah. Part of the problem we have, and we said in the letter, it's difficult to read these documents. On the westerly side, which is the right side of the plan, you can clearly see the 7.69 feet. On the other side, it's more difficult to read. But looking at New Lines' plot plan, identified the aggregate side yard setback as 17.67. If you look at the residential grading plan, that's part of the application, there is an area and yard chart at the top of the residential grading plan. That's what we used to generate the figures in our letter.
Okay, but he does have 10 feet on one side.
That's the required, Chairman. If you look under provided,
both sides.
Yeah.
What does he have on the right side?
No,
what does he have on the left
though.
side?
Terry, he does, because he has a drop less. He has 7.69 on one and 17.67 combined, so he's got about 10 on the other side.
Excuse me, can I interrupt?
He does have 10.
It's almost 10 feet on the
10.
other side. It's 9.98 feet on the other side.
Okay, consider it 10. I think Mr. Klein wants to be sworn in. Can we get him sworn in?
Mr. Klein, sir, would you raise your right hand, sir?
Yes, sir.
Sir, do you swear to tell our firm to tell the whole truth, so help you God?
I do.
Give us your full name and spell your last, please.
Sullivan Klein. SYLVAIN Klein. KLEIN.
And your first name is SIMCHA, is that right, sir?
Yes, that's my Hebrew name. Yes, correct.
Thank you.
Mr. Klein, do you want to just explain to the board what you're trying to do here?
Yes, absolutely. When we first purchased this house several years ago, we were informed that this is 7.5 and our 7.5. Based on that, we bought the house, we drew up all the plans, and so on and so forth. When we finished the plans and we submitted them, it turns out that it's not a 7.5, but that it's an R10. The result of that is a few variances that are required. And it seems that the mix-up was in the town, that the map said one thing and the computer said the other thing. So there was obviously some mix-up someplace. So we did everything based on what we were told, which is 7.5. Now, we are both, I'm over 80, my wife is pushing 80. We have to have everything on one floor. We cannot walk steps, we do not that we cannot. Now we can, but who knows what's going to be in a year or two from now. The whole house is built with everything being handicap accessible, the bathrooms, the closets, we have only 2 steps in front, and more than that, it is right next door to our daughter. So if we need anything, my daughter's there to take care of her parents. That's the main reason we bought this, and everything was based on what we thought was the correct. So unfortunately, we found that I was wrong, but that's why everything is on the 7.5, everything is correct. With the 10, there are some small variances, which we need. One of them is the lot size, the lot area coverage. Instead of 30, which you're allowed 30%, we have 31.9. The side setbacks, one is 7.69, and one is, I believe, 8. 10, I'm sorry, 10. Total of 17 and change, as opposed to the 25 required in the R10, the R75. And then the front setback, which we also is 25 instead of the 30, which is required in the R10. So those are the 3 small variances that we feel we need for us to be able to be somewhat comfortable considering our physical conditions.
Okay, watch this. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Can you guys hear? Yeah, because I'm having a very difficult time hearing Mr. Klein.
Sorry, I can repeat what I said.
Okay, good. Mrs. Weinstein.
Yes.
Can you give me a quick
Yes.
synopsis? Can you give me a quick synopsis what Mr. Klein just said?
Yes, he pretty much said what I said before, which is that they're an elderly couple, they're moving, they need to build a ranch, so they needed the house to be all on one floor, so there wouldn't be any steps. I think he said there were only 2 steps going into the house, and there's no steps really inside the home. When they bought the house, when they bought the property, they thought that it was in the R75 zone. It turns out it's in the R10 zone. Being anyway that they needed to be a ranch, that is the reason why they have these 2 variances, which are for, again, front yard setback, side yard setbacks, and lot coverage of one. The difference is, I think, a little less than 2% on the lot coverage. Those are the variances. That's the relief he's seeking, and that is the reason why they are seeking it. That's what he said. And it does seem that there was some sort of a discrepancy between what was shown on the computer and what was told to them, and for some reason they were told that this was in the R75 zone, or they wouldn't have bought this particular lot.
Through the chair. Through the chair. Okay. Mrs. Weinstein, was there an architect? Yes. Was there an architect and engineer involved when drawing up these plans?
So New Lines drew up the plans, but they are not involved in this any longer. That's the plot plan that you should have received, was drawn up by New Lines. There were architecturals. Mr. Klein, who did the architecturals?
Yes,
GUT.
Who was that, Fran? I'm sorry?
It says GUT.
The design of the house.
Oh, here's the architecturals. One second.
Gut architect.
Gut? Yeah, I have them here. Gut Architectural Studios did the architecturals.
Yeah, are they licensed architects? And who was responsible for determining that, which zone and the design of the house should be in accordance with the zoning ordinances? Who took that responsibility is my question. You bought a house, you were told something, you went and brought it to an architect, you paid a lot of money to have plans drawn up, you paid a lot of money to buy a house, you're investing a lot of money. Who was the person, who was your attorney, who made sure that you were building a house in the zone that you were presented with?
Well,
I was not the attorney when he purchased. I got this file 2 weeks ago.
So far, you weren't the attorney, and Blue Lines wasn't the engineer, and we have an architect.
Well, that's true. Mr. Klein, who was your attorney when you purchased this?
One second. Who was the attorney on the purchase? I don't remember, but I think that's important. We used Vegas Lane, and we told her, and I think she also has some correspondence, that it is an R7.5. And based on that,
well,
Jerry,
okay, it's hard to hear. I think
over here. Could you help me out with this?
I think what he said was he used a space planner. Her name is Faye Gashane, and I don't know where. I think she got the information from Fran Siegel that it was in the R75 zone. I think is what he said. That's what Mr. Klein just told you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's a hardship over here. Somebody bought something. There was a misunderstanding. I'm hearing that there was a confusion, that the computer said one thing.
It is very possible the computer may have said R75, but it was confirmed by Remington Vernon, by Terry Boats people, that it was in an R10 zone. The
Okay,
computer was
so,
wrong at that time.
so okay, it was wrong at the time when the plans were being drawn up. Was it confirmed at that time?
I don't know which specific, when they first asked me, the computer said R75. I said, let me check.
Guys, this is what I would recommend.
Just a moment, please. Ms. Weinstein,
Yeah.
your client testified that they bought the lot. They own the lot, correct?
Yes, that is
Our
correct.
records indicate that the lot is owned by Sandra Weisberger of Leonard Street.
No, Sandra Weisberger is their daughter, and it's owned by a trust. She is actually the trustee of the trust, but she's Mr. Klein's daughter. They do own the lot. She's the trustee on the trust.
Okay, Abe, I'm already open to the public.
One second. Well, I would recommend maybe perhaps pushing the house back to alleviate the front yard setback to 3.1, the back. It's not any different than on the other street. Let's see any public.
Sorry, I couldn't hear that. Could somebody repeat that?
I think the chairman suggested that you push the house back to minimize the front setback variance, and then he asked if there was any public comment.
Thank you, Jerry.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
I have nothing from the public.
Mrs. Weinstein,
Yes,
is it possible for your applicant to push the house back a couple feet?
we're going to ask him. Mr. Klein, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
I think the board is suggesting that you push the house back so to eliminate the front yard setback variance, that you push the house back 5 feet. Are you okay with that?
Well, can we perhaps compromise on that a little bit? Because I'll tell you, it's one of the things that's also driving us with this here is that I have Parkinson's. And it was suggested to me that I build a pool. Here in Muncie where I live, I have a pool. So I may want to eventually build a pool in Lakewood also. But if I have to move the house back 5 feet, then I have a problem with the space in the back. If you can move it maybe, let's say 2 feet, from 25 to 27,
How big is the backyard right now?
31 or 32 feet.
And how big would your pool be?
I know pool takes up at least 20 feet or something like that.
Okay, so it's 20 feet, you have 10 yards. 10 yards from the property line, and there's no real setback from the house. I don't know why that would be a problem.
Mrs. Weinstein, did your client say he has Parkinson's?
That's what I heard him say, that he has Parkinson's and that his doctor suggested that he build a pool. And that's the reason that he doesn't want to set the house further back, because if he sets it further back, he won't be able to build a pool.
Okay, that's good enough for me. Thank you.
Okay, and is that the reason why it's all on one floor?
Yes, that's what he said earlier, that he had Parkinson's and his wife, they're both elderly, and that is the reason that it's on one floor. They can't they need the house to be a ranch.
So then, that's good enough a reason for me too.
Okay,
So there's
I'm
no
sorry you
second
have to
floor?
reveal that, Mr. Klein.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry you have to say that in public, but I'm ready to move forward.
Say what?
Okay.
I'm not sorry. Those are the facts of life, and that's the way I'm gonna live.
Okay.
We didn't hear that, Mr. Klein.
Let's get a
From
vote.
what I understand, there's nobody from the public that wants to be heard. So then can we have a motion, please?
Motion to approve as is.
I got a motion from Mike Schlanker to approve as is. Madam Secretary, can I have a second, please?
I'll second my Shingber.
Mike Schlanker, second. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
1 second.
Excuse me?
1 second.
He said 1 second.
I said here it is.
Okay.
My voting chart is on 2 pages, so. Okay, Mr. Gleberman.
I have so many members?
No, I have
Yes.
2 applications. Mr.
Oh,
Gleberman,
okay.
yes. Mr.
Yes.
Langkry,
Yes.
Mr. Ribbiat,
Yes.
Mr. Ingber,
Yes.
and Mr. Halberstam.
Yes. Good night and good luck.
Thank
Can I
you
have a
so
motion
much.
to pay
Good night.
bills? Good night. Can I have a motion to pay bills?
Motion.
Wait, the
Thank you, Mike.
resolution. You got 3 resolutions. Yeah,
We have
41
resolution 20.
Wait a
One
minute. Pay
second.
my bills first, will you please?
Okay.
You did that already. You got paid. You're done.
What Jerry said.
75
Go back to
Joseph
my wonderful
Magid.
desert.
Wait, 4176 Shlomo
1
Kanarik.
minute. I got a desert I got to absorb over here. Go ahead. No.
And 4165 Prime Insurance, which was denied. And Joseph Magid, Coughlin Street was denied. And Shlomo Kanarik was approved.
All in favor?
Well, I think I recuse myself on the Shlomo Kanarik one, so I'm not sure
Right,
if I can.
right.
vote on
I'll
it.
take your
Can't
name
vote on
off
that
when I
one.
do it. I'll take your name
Okay,
off when I do it. Okay.
All in favor?
When is our next meeting?
If I said no to that applicant, am I allowed to vote yes now?
No.
The resolution?
No, I'll do it on the names. As long as you're here, I'll fix it.
Okay, fine.
Jerry, one last thing. Jerry and Egg.
Yes.
This is for Francine because I know the applicant that had the shed off the yard, he's going to need a variance for that shed, Francine?
Absolutely. And there's no permit for it.
Jerry, can we put that into the resolution?
I put in there that he's got to apply for a shed permit, and then Fran can go from there. Fran can
A shed
deny the
permit?
permit until he gets a variance.
Yes.
Okay, but he has the shed there already.
Did he ask?
So he might have to demolish it and rebuild it. We don't give him a permit for the shed.
He has to ask
a
for a
variance for the
permit.
shed.
He has to
I'm
ask for
going to send Chaim Abadi to you, Mush.
Let Jerry talk.
He has to ask for a permit. He never applied for a variance for that, Moish, so I don't want him one way or the other. Yeah, I am putting in there. I am putting in there a condition of his approvals that he has to apply for a shed permit, at which time Ms. Siegel will deny him and say either get rid of the shed or get a variance. Right, Ms. Siegel?
Yes, thank you, Jeff.
Francine, don't give him a hard time.
I told you I'm sending Chaim Abadi to you.
All right.
He's good anyway.
All right, can we call adjourn tonight's meeting? Close
Yes,
tonight's
when
meeting?
is our next meeting?
Meeting adjourned.
Chairman, next,
Yes,
we still,
yes.
Chairman, we need to, somewhere down the line, appoint a vice chair.
That is correct. So I will talk to you when I get back home next week, and we'll put it into motion.
Hey, I had an idea. We make a motion right now for Mayor Gelli.
Well, Mayor's not there. You're right.
Jerry thinks it's a joke. I'm serious. All in favor? Vote Mayor in.
Vote Mayor in. There you go. Mayor Gelli is our new vice chair. Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Okay, guys.
And that was a unanimous vote, right?
That was unanimous vote.
100%.
Unanimous.
The only person that's going to vote no is Mayor.
Okay.
Okay. Good night, guys.
Okay, good night. Adjourn meeting. We'll see you back up. Franny, we'll talk tomorrow or the next day about the
Our next
special meeting,
meeting?
and then we'll figure out the calendar from there.
Oh, good. Okay, I'll try to figure it out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Take
Good
care.
night, everyone.
Good night.